Hello, everybody. Welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5. It is Friday. Yay, it's Friday.
It's our favorite day of the week.
April 12th. I'm Beth Stevens.
And I'm Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And we're here with the ravishing Caitlin Moynihan.
My gosh. Ravishing. Nice.
Thank you so much. Hello.
We have a very talented and wonderful guest today.
We do. Neal Huff of To Kill a Mockingbird is with us this afternoon. He's going to chat with you.
He is going to chat with me. You're going
Yeah,
to
I'm going to have
clear
to
away.
leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. But first, our top 5.
And this popular Tony winner is headlining a gala.
A gala.
A
Or a
gala.
gala. Or a gala, however you pronounce. Kristen Chenoweth, of course, is who we're talking about. She has been announced to headline Second Stage Theater Company's 40th birthday gala. Yes, with a special concert performance. She's going to be performing, which,
Anywhere,
anytime.
Casey,
Kristen
we're there for
Chenoweth.
you.
This will be happening at the Hammerstein Ballroom on May 6th. And there's a schedule included here, but you're not going to probably be able to participate in any of these things.
I want to hear about it anyway.
But at 6:30, there will be cocktails and party games.
With
We were
Kristen?
discussing what would be the appropriate party games.
What
for
would be
this.
the appropriate cocktail?
Yeah, is Kristen playing in these party games?
I hope so.
So interested.
And then there's dinner at 7:30 because you get an appetite when you perform. And then at 9 o'clock, Kristen Chenoweth is going to perform
pops
for all
out of a
those.
cake.
That's
what happens.
Absolutely, that's what happens. All the funds raised, of course, are used to support and sustain the Second Stage Theater Company, which is vitally important. Very exciting stuff. Can't wait to hear all about Kristen Chenoweth's performance.
And this leading lady is coming from away to Neverland.
Jen Colella, which are two of the most beautiful words in the English
Truly,
language,
yeah.
is going to star in Peter Pan at the Pittsburgh CLO, which stands for
I do not know.
Civic Light Opera, I think.
Oh, okay.
This will be July 12th through the 21st. She's not leaving Come From Away. She's just taking a little break. She's played Peter Pan before.
She has.
And she still has the haircut, which is really important.
She does.
It will be directed and choreographed. We're slap happy it's Friday. Directed and choreographed, and Neal Huff is here. Directed and choreographed by Patty Colombo. And this is part of the Pittsburgh CLO summer season, which includes Grease and Oklahoma and Once and Rock of Ages. Good stuff.
Really good stuff.
Really good
Ace
stuff.
Young is doing Rock of Ages,
Ace Young
right?
is Stacey Jacks.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Love Ace Young.
But Jen has played Peter Pan before. She did it at the Sacramento Music Circus in 2015.
Leave it up to Jen Colella to take a vacation and go work. It's
It's true. It's true. So check that out.
Casting is set for this world premiere new work Across the Pond.
Yes, the new work is The Man in the White Suit, and Stephen Mangan and Cara Toynton will be starring in the production. It'll be having its world premiere in the UK this fall. It is adapted and directed by two-time Olivier winner Sean Foley. The production will play the Theatre Royal Bath from September 5th through the 21st, and then it will make its West End premiere at Wyndham's Theatre beginning on September 26th. The play is based on The Flower Within the Bud and the Oscar-nominated screenplay The Man in the White Suit. It follows Sidney Stratton, Mangan, who develops a fabric that never gets dirty and never wears out. As manufacturers and trade unions become terrified by the threat it poses to their industry and their jobs.
Cool.
Drama.
I'm
Over
into
fabric. Yeah, very cool.
Tony nominee.
Mangan is a Tony nominee, yes, for The Norman Conquests.
Which was 3 plays.
Yes,
in one.
which he originated at the Old Vic and then played here. And Toynton has been on stage in Twelfth Night, Gaslight, Relatively Speaking, Absent Friends, and Pygmalion. Very exciting stuff. World premiere plays.
Save the date for this positively fun day.
You've been working on that one.
I did.
You were.
I
We're
did.
talking about Broadway Barks. This is Bernadette Peters' pet project. I can do it too.
Look
There
at
we
that.
go. Okay.
We have the date. Are you ready? I really want to get a dog this year.
These
you guys.
are always so
You've been
exciting.
saying
This,
that
I
a
know.
while.
You need to
I have to convince the
buckle
family. It's
down.
the annual animal Adopt-A-Thon. It will take place on July 13th in Broadway's Schubert Alley. There will be celebrity guests to be announced. Usually there are some performances. Miss Peters is always on hand, as well as lots of furry friends.
It's adorable.
And there's a fun feature up on the Friend of a Family, a friend of the family.
Of
us.
our
That
family.
you wrote,
That's
Caitlin.
right.
I
Yes,
wrote it,
that
yeah.
Caitlin wrote. We love Juwan M. Jackson. Of course, he is in Ain't Too Proud right now. He worked at Broadway Across America, which
Our
is
sister
our
company.
sister company, which is all under the umbrella of the John Gore organization. And he was working in the call room, helping,
We know he was sitting right here.
Yeah,
telling
he
us.
talked all
Yeah.
about it, and John Gore encouraged him to get back on on Broadway, and well, first he couldn't get an audition.
And then he auditioned on his
and
lunch
then he
hour.
auditioned during his lunch hour, and the rest is history. There's a great feature, great photos. We love him. Let's celebrate him, and let's celebrate Neal Huff. Now,
But first,
actually,
let's
no, there are some other things on the site. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tell us what else is on the site.
What
Ryan.
else is on the site? The Tommy presser. Caitlin,
Yes.
you were there for that, right?
It was
Who's
great.
Tommy?
Super
The
exciting.
Who's, Christian
Who's Tommy?
Borle, Casey Cott's Tom. We got Christian Borle. We got Mandy Gonzalez. You can't go wrong.
Yes, absolutely.
Can't go
We also, Schitt's Creek, popular.
The TV show.
The TV show. They Moira Rose directed a production of Cabaret, and there's a performance video that you can watch from that. And it was a very big Disney morning. Stars from Frozen, Aladdin, and Lion King went on Good Morning America and performed, and it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was
Disney
beautiful.
magic.
Yes, and Disney Plus, their new streaming service
There's
is coming
a lot
out.
happening.
Lots happening with Disney.
The Disney. We'll talk about that another time,
Yes.
Ryan. Thank you
that's
for
right.
joining us. Have a
It
good
was
weekend.
my pleasure. Thank you so much. You too, Beth.
We're now going to meet Mr. Neal Huff. Caitlin, tell us about our guest.
Yes, gladly. We have Mr. Neal Huff in the studio with us today because he is currently appearing in To Kill a Mockingbird on the Broadway. He has previously appeared on Broadway in The Tempest, The Lion in the Winter, Take Me Out, and most recently, The Iceman Cometh. His screen credits include Spotlight, The Wire, American Experience, Show Me a Hero, Falling Water. I could go on and on. This guy does everything. Make sure to follow Mockingbird B-Way on social media to stay up to date on all things Mockingbird and all things Neal Huff. Leave all of your questions in the comments below, and please welcome Neal and Beth.
Thank you, Caitlin. Hello, Neal.
Hey,
it's so
nice to
good to
see
see you.
Thank you, you too.
All right, tell me how it's going over there at the Schubert Theater.
It's going great. We're very. It's just. I did Iceman Cometh last spring, and just the magic of Denzel. We had packed, incredibly eager audiences from the first to the last show. And I just thought, oh, that'll never happen again. I mean, that is such a, we were so spoiled, you know, to have this incredible, eager crowd. And just.
Good things come in twos.
I guess so, because we really, truly, the houses are incredible. Yesterday we did a show for, children in the area. I think they were all
Students?
New York City. Yeah, well, students, but if you're a middle schooler or high schooler, public in the New York City area, it's a $10 ticket,
Yeah.
and it was packed. We've done a couple of those now. It's extraordinary, and so, yeah, I guess the factor here is the book. You know, just the deep, deep
It's been
love.
on the syllabus forever. I
Yeah,
can't think of a
yeah.
time when people didn't have to read To Kill a Mockingbird in school. Did you read it, Caitlin?
Of
You
course
did?
I read it multiple times.
We all read it.
Yeah.
So we all have some kind of attachment or,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
feeling about it. Although this is a little bit different than the book.
Mhm.
Aaron Sorkin adapted it and
Yeah.
has a couple of things that are different. And one of them is your character.
Yes.
So you play Link D's.
Mhm.
But tell me a little bit about that, because I feel like there's more than the Link D's that you might know from the book.
Well, it's interesting how it happened. I think it happened very organically as the process was going along. In the book, there's Link D's and there's also Dolphus Raymond, who's the town drunk, and Aaron combined the two. And the Link D's character, where he kind of says who he really is to these kids, especially Dill, who's in this great deal of pain, and kind of helps him out with his kind of world wisdom. That was in the play, but then in the early workshops. And then a few things changed over the course of the year, and Aaron made Link D's also the man who testifies that Tom has been injured and could not possibly have committed this crime because his arm is so injured. So now, in the book, it was the kind of thing that kept the two characters together. They were both employers of Tom Robinson. Now that's just one long, long relationship, which is better in some respect. Well, not better.
It's simpler to follow.
Really. Yeah, and there's a slightly different thing with respect to his wife. You know, it's a little bit different from the book. But Aaron just made it into this thing that is, it's a stunning, stunning piece of writing. It's got a perfect shape to it, and I feel so grateful to be doing it every night.
I'll give you a little insight. So I interviewed Aaron Sorkin. I was very fortunate to get to do that. And he said that the scene where your character talks to the kids
Yeah.
is not pertinent to the plot. And he always wanted to cut it, but you were so good.
Oh.
These are Aaron's words. I'm just agreeing with him. That he always wanted to keep it in.
Yeah, he said that to me once, and I was just floored. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I couldn't take it in. I don't know. But I honestly
keep
just
saying it to
said,
you.
I just kept saying right back to him, I'm like, Aaron, it's a perfect role. And it's like a guitar string in tune or something. So I put it right back on him. It's not me, it's him. He wrote this stunning part.
There's a lot of depth to this
Yeah.
role. There's a lot of resonance with the children
Yep.
in this role. And I think that there's more than meets the eye with this character.
One of the big themes in the play is look beyond the surface. Life or people aren't exactly what you might presuppose them to be. That's one of the big themes running through, and that's certainly true. It's like a babushka doll, one of those matryoshka
like a
dolls.
doll.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
keep on taking
Yeah,
it apart.
my character in a very short amount of time. You think he's one thing, he's something else. You think he's something else, and then he's actually indeed something else. And that is one of the themes, big ones in the play, that you need to look beyond the surface. Just that there's a few surfaces.
There are a lot of surfaces to cover.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take your questions. But first, I have to ask you about something not related to Kill a Mockingbird. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Take Me Out is coming back.
What's that?
Take Me Out. I know you've heard this. Second Stage has announced that Take Me Out will be on Broadway next season.
I don't think,
Weird.
I really don't think I would look that different in a big theater. I think we need to, talk to the powers that be. If we're filming it, I think.
It was such a wonderful experience. Take Me Out, Richard.
Absolutely
Greenberg's
extraordinary
play,
experience.
and Dennis O'Hare, and a wonderful cast of
Yep.
ensemble of men.
Yep.
Tell me some memories from that
I mean, we
time.
started at the Donmar Warehouse, which already is a dream come true. After the very first preview, a rainy night in London, they went crazy, and we realized that the play worked with people who didn't know anything about baseball. So we thought, whoa, we've got something very, very special here.
Because it's not just about baseball. It's
No,
about
yeah.
being true to yourself. It's about
Yeah.
coming out and acceptance.
Yep, exactly. So, and then we went to the public, had this great run, and then we ran for the at the Kerr for a year, and it was, one of the real high points. Everybody was just a complete, perfect for their role.
And I feel like, I could be wrong, but I feel like most of the cast was in it the whole time.
Yes,
Not the whole cast.
That's true. There was a couple of shifts along the way, but yeah, pretty much everybody.
So you didn't get to see it. I'm just saying, you could be in the audience and see it.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's very true. Yeah. I wasn't sure what you meant. Because I took
You
my
lived
nightly
it.
shower on stage.
You took what?
My daily shower on stage. I said to Joe
There's a
Mantello
shower scene, ladies and gentlemen.
I said to Joe Mantello right before the kind of was everything, we're working everything out. I was like, so is this shower scene, is it like upstage and there's shower stuff coming out of the wall? He's like, no,
No.
it's down center.
Yes.
And I was kind of the narrator, so I was like, yeah, you'll be right in the middle. And it's
Pass
funny.
the soap.
It's funny what that does to your mind, though, because what seems totally impossible, all of a sudden, when it's a daily practice, it was like a really healthy thing to just be like, whatever, world, here I am.
Yeah, no modesty.
Yeah.
No modesty.
There's my future mother-in-law. Yeah, it was wild. It was really wild.
That's crazy. Well, I'm curious to see what you guys will all think of it when it comes back.
It's just such a great piece of writing, again, and so I think
It would be great to see the old gang reuniting.
We love
for
each other.
10 minutes.
Dennis is in London right now.
Dennis
He lives
O'Hare,
in
who
Paris.
won a Tony for it.
Yeah, and he's in London doing Tartuffe.
Tartuffe
Yeah.
at the National.
And so he just was like, wow, it's first time back. So we had this kind of text chain going. It was really, we feel like family.
I remember at that time everyone would ask Dennis if he liked baseball now that he was in it. He'd say, no, not really.
Yeah.
More
Right.
of an opera guy.
Yeah, exactly.
More of an
That's
opera
right.
guy.
I'm sure we have a million questions.
We do. Let me give you the first one. So Mikey says that when you look at your career, you've done so much in both theater and movies and television. Could you share one or two things that really stand out to you when you kind of reflect on your career so far?
About favorite jobs, do you think?
Yeah, or
Mikey?
anything that really stands out to you.
Well, I have to say that the one thing I always wanted was to be able to do work that I loved. I just, the only requirement was like just something I'm excited about doing, interesting material. And I've got to say, it has been a little bit of time now, and I feel that if I look up my resume or bio, I remember being so incredibly excited to get each one and do them. So this year is a high point. This year is a definite high point, because in terms of theater and TV and film, there's something about the way these plays are produced by Scott Rudin in Mockingbird. We're just very, very slightly kind of state-of-the-art mic'd, so I can do that scene with the kids as if there's a camera right there. You don't have to try and hit the back of a 1,500-seat house. So that's it. But to actually, but why do I love this one so much? Why do I love the film Spotlight so much? When you're doing something that, and I've been lucky enough to do a couple times, where you kind of feel like the whole process is like this big act of generosity, speaking to something way, way bigger than just performing. It kind of taps you into something that is, just amazing. So yeah, the Mockingbird, Spotlight, Iceman, this recent jobs have been.
And all of those have so much resonance. I mean,
Yeah,
Spotlight
that's what I'm talking about.
had an incredible impact.
Yeah.
But also you were working with actors who were theater and film
That's true.
actors. And
Yep.
I think that might have a different, I could be wrong, I'm not an actor, but I feel like it might have a different way of creating a company and how they
For
how
sure.
they deal with each other.
For sure, for sure. And in addition, you really felt like on set that everybody was there for a kind of a bigger reason than just kind of,
Yeah,
you
because
know,
it was
the
based in
job.
truth, of
Yeah,
course, and it
yeah.
impacted people who are still alive.
Yeah,
today.
everybody had a personal investment, and I
Yeah.
definitely feel that now. But yeah, there is something about, it's even truer in London. I remember to take me out, I was like, so I have a quick change here. And they were like, right, you just do it right there. And I'm like, so anyone's going to, like, no, your clothes are right there. It's just so much, it's just a job, you know. It's really cool the way they treat it there. But you're right, there's something about just kind of roll up the sleeves, do the job, that theater just by force makes you it's you know, very basic kind of thing.
And doing Iceman and To Kill a Mockingbird back to back, both of those are stories that people know. I mean, people know Iceman Cometh, and they certainly think that they know To Kill a Mockingbird from school or from the movie or something. And they're reinvented. I mean, George C. Wolfe's work
Yeah.
on Iceman Cometh was an Iceman Cometh we've never
Yeah.
seen before. It was faster, and it was almost cinematic, and it's the way
Yeah.
it was lit, and it was just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yep. Yeah, he thought about it. I mean, he didn't say anything about cinema, but I remember once there was this stunning wall that Santollaquasto had built, and at the end of Act 3, we're all going to kind of quit drinking and get on with our lives, and it was this big kind of threshold moment for each character. And so the wall and the door was incredibly important, and then one day in rehearsal, the wall wasn't in, we were rehearsing, and George just kind of saw us all differently without that wall, and it was like a camera lens that focused us differently, and the wall was cut. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Yeah. No, and the amount of personal investment George had in each character, certainly with mine, Willie Oban, it was just
And what an
special
ensemble
experience.
of
Yeah,
actors.
Yeah, seriously.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you've had such great leaders of your companies with Denzel Washington and with Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, amazing. Jeff Daniels, too. I mean, that guy is exactly what you'd imagine. He's just a profoundly decent, straightforward guy from the Midwest who just, he is just an extraordinary guy. Yeah. And
So
Denzel's
nice to hear.
obviously- Yeah.
Okay, Kate, I'm sorry. I just completely took that
No,
away
it's
from
okay.
you.
I love the conversation. Yeah. So Lee wants to know, what has it been like working with this incredible company that there's so many all stars in To Kill a Mockingbird? What's that been like? What's the experience like
Yeah,
off
tell us,
stage?
who are the bad apples? No, I'm just
Bad apples. You're looking at them. The bad apples.
No, tell us about the company. I'm just trying to
There's
be
some people that are so against this play. No, it's just a job. What has been working with this company? Again, there's just something you can just feel that everybody's there for a reason that's way bigger than them.
Yeah.
And that is rare. You know, I mean, sure, there's times when you go into a job and everyone is excited to perform it and have that experience every night. But this really feels like it's serving a purpose that is greater than all of us, and so it makes us almost incidental. And there's something so special what that does to a company. Yeah.
Have you been getting interesting comments at the stage door? You look very different on stage.
I never
than
get
you
a
do right
comment
now.
at the stage door.
Nothing.
Honestly,
Don't
I've
talk to
signed maybe 3 autographs since we started.
You do
in
look like a
November.
different person.
Yes,
Completely.
I nobody knows it's me. Honestly, my mother didn't know it was me for the first scene. That could be my mom.
She
but,
didn't ask for your autograph. How weird.
No, I mean, like during this thing. Now that we're doing the collection for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, and I'm down there with a red bucket, and I'm still in wardrobe. You know, people have been just lovely because it's such a beautiful role, like I say. But no, I get at a stage door free pass because no one, they just don't know I'm in the show. Yeah.
Now they
You
do.
guys,
Well, they won't.
this is what Neal Huff looks like. Just keep that in mind. We have time for one more question.
Yes. Last question. So Jack wants to know if you could just speak a little bit about what can audiences expect about this adaptation done by Aaron Sorkin, that how it might not be the To Kill a Mockingbird that everyone thinks they know.
Well, I only read the book in the fall.
Really?
Yeah,
That
I
was your
never
first
read
time?
it. Yeah, I don't know why. I went to a great high school in the area, Fordham Prep, and AP English and all that. And I don't know. We didn't read To Kill a Mockingbird.
So that was your first experience.
Yeah, and it felt like it was in perfect keeping with the book. So, I guess if there's any difference with the book, I would say it's an incredibly funny evening. There's so much humor, none of which is inappropriate. There's so much incredible humor that Aaron is a genius, among many other things, at releasing tension. And that's
And
something
pacing,
that...
keeping it moving.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not like bam, bam, bam.
No,
I
no.
mean, I really think he really knows how to release the tension, and there's just a dry, beautiful humor that is very, very organic to the whole thing and feels in perfect keeping with the humor that Harper Lee had in the book. So, yeah, I would say that's the main kind of surprise.
So you're going to read the book again?
I just read it. I literally just read it a couple months ago. Yeah. I do go back to it, though, just before the show, certain passages and stuff. I mean,
cool.
it's amazing how certain things you might think that Aaron Sorkin might have updated to make more relevant or something are actually things in the book.
Wow.
Do you know what I
Fascinating.
mean? Like, yeah,
I love
yeah.
that.
In fact, the number of gunshots when Tom is killed in the book are 15. We have 5, and then there's more of a description of how it happens. That kind of builds it out. But Harper Lee, I mean, that's 15. That's like right out of Ferguson. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. And
Oh,
she
wow.
wrote it in 1960, you know. Yeah.
Neal, thank you for coming
Thank
in.
you. Thank you.
You guys go see To Kill a Mockingbird. I shouldn't have to tell you that. Go back and see To Kill a Mockingbird. Caitlin, will you take us on out?
Yes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single day on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts by searching for hashtag live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in next week when we talk to Patrick Page, Michaela Diamond, Christopher Sieber, and so much more. Have a great weekend.